Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to Basketball Conference, the ACC Football Podcast. My name's Joey Weaver. He is producer Scott. Scott, week 4 is upon us. How you doing? You ready to talk about some games?
Yep, ready to talk about some games. Yes, Mike's not here this week. He's on vacation. Not all of us get to have those, but he does. So I'm here to give you less knowledge, but equal degeneracy. Degeneracy? Equal degeneracy.
Yeah. That'll work. Did HR approve that vacation for Mike, or is that still under review?
Unfortunately, Mike cashes a lot of our checks, so he is HR.
Yeah. Mike also noted for having the best PR approach as it comes to saying controversial things. So that's another function of HR that he performs around here. Appreciate him for that.
Yep.
Scott, it is a few minutes. It's about 10:30 on the East Coast, Thursday, September the 18th. We are live, youtube.com/@the-ACC Football Podcast. We got a couple folks in the chat already. Good to see you. Your pet cat Meow got the first like on the video here about 10 minutes ago. That is a real username. I just want to throw that out there. Good to see the people. Appreciate you joining us. We got a fun show tonight. A lot of games to get to in the ACC. As mentioned, please hit the subscribe button if you're with us or watching this later. Please hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon. You'll be notified when we're going to go live in the future. We're aiming for 1,000 subscribers this season, Scott. And that sounds like a lot, but we're already over 600. We just got past the 600 mark. So really appreciate the people and their support of what we've been doing here. It's been a fun season so far. Should be a even more fun as we continue to go along here.
Yes, sir. Subscribe. Can't say that too fast.
Please do. Appreciate the people who are doing that. Hit the thumbs up like button as well. That would be also very helpful for us. We'd appreciate that.
Yep. Comment, do anything.
Scott, do we want to get into a Rhoback Lookback at week 3?
Yes, let's do that.
Let's do that. As a reminder, use promo code GOACC20 at checkout for 20% off your first order at Rhoback.com. All sorts of wonderful polos, athleisure wear, t-shirts, hoodies, everything. Go find it all at Rhoback.com. High quality stuff. Looks great. They've always got new gear being released, so stay tuned to their social media. You can get on their email list as well. They've got the GameDay collection with shirts and such for basically every team in the ACC, so go check them out there. Once again, promo code GOACC20 at checkout for 20% off your first order. That's Rhoback.com. We love ours. You will love yours. Enjoy. Appreciate the people who have supported us by doing that.
Yep. I'm a Rhoback addict. I like all of it. Every time I get an email, they're like, this new product. And I'm like, damn it. And I look at my wallet and realize I shouldn't spend a lot of money at Rhoback. So how about you guys do that? And then that'll help me.
That's right. We appreciate that. Scott, let's jump into a Rhoback look back. Week 3. A few things that we kind of didn't hit on or forgot to mention on the recap that wanted to bring up now. One of the things I wanted to start with was, we talked about Virginia Tech firing Brent Pry, and it was around the same time that UCLA fired Deshaun Foster. And anytime you get these coach firings, you'll start to see odds lists formed just way too fast, basically, of, oh, well, the first guy they're going to interview is so-and-so. And it's like, nobody knows anything. Nobody has done anything. But on these odds lists, I just wanted to throw it out there that one of the names that I saw for both of these jobs, and I think the odds list was almost the exact same for both of them, which is how you know that it's legit. But I believe it was about 40-1. They had Brent Key on there from Georgia Tech. I just wanted to mention that genuinely, like, I don't think Brent Key is leaving Georgia Tech for most any job. I mean, there's probably a handful in there. You think about an Ohio State and LSU, maybe a Texas or something like that. Like really, really top echelon blue blood stuff where, maybe like where he would have a noticeably better shot at winning a national title, perhaps. But short of that, like, just because a place can pay him another $1 to $2 million a year, like, I don't think that's what he's motivated by. And I think that he is really genuinely happy at Georgia Tech, really enjoys being there, is feeling supported by the administration, is getting what he needs, clearly is building something. So just, I keep hearing his name is like, oh, he might be a candidate for such and such job if they open. Like, he's not leaving for Auburn, Scott. Like, he's not. I don't think he wants to go get in the middle of that based on, what that would be versus what he's got at Georgia Tech.
Yeah, I don't get it. He's an alumni. Mm-hmm. He built his way up there. He proved his proving ground. It sounds like he loves Atlanta. It's harder to win in the SEC or anything else where he would possibly go to. Better opportunity in the ACC. Mm-hmm. And this is just from my non-informed watching. Most of my information on Brent Key comes directly from you. So, but what I can tell is he's a pretty genuine dude who's probably isn't going to just bolt his alma mater just for a couple more $1 million when he makes a fine living and likes his job.
Right. It's exactly right. Well, and when he took the job, it wasn't like he got some outlandish offer. It was kind of a lowball offer. Like, I think he was up there, if not the lowest paid. He was one of the 2 or 3 lowest paid head coaches among all the Power 5. I don't think he's doing this for money. I think he's got enough of he's grounded enough as a person to realize, like, I'm making generational wealth at this point. What's it matter to make another $1 million or whatever a year? He wants to be at his alma mater. He loves the school. And I've never really heard him complain about anything. Like, you'd hear Paul Johnson at times, like, complain about, the expectations got to match the investment or things like that. Right. Like,
yeah.
These kind of coded phrases that the coaches say that basically you're like, I need more money, I need more resources, whatever. Like, Key has never really mentioned any of that, which tells me I think he's getting what he reasonably expects. At that point, what more can you ask? So just wanted to throw that out there that I don't think that he is a legit candidate for basically any job that I could foresee opening this cycle or in the near future. But, time will tell. I've been wrong before.
I agree.
One other thing I wanted to mention, too, from that game last week, Georgia Tech and Clemson, something that stuck out to me that I just forgot to mention on the recap, Cade Klubnik got heavily used in the run game here.
Probably because he can't throw well.
Yeah, and I mean, some of it was scrambling, but there was a good amount of just designed run stuff that went on, too. I mean, he had 17 carries in this game. That was second most in his career. He did have 20 carries in the bowl game against Tennessee a few years ago, but 17 carries from Cade Klubnik, a guy that we've always kind of known as mobile, but that was never really like the focal point of his game.
Yeah.
So again, it goes back to the whole, like, was he seeing ghosts out there and just gun shy on throwing the ball, or was there something in the game plan? And I guess really then what I wonder about is, does that remain a feature of the offense moving forward of just trying to get something going? Is let's use Cade in the run game and see if we can get some things to open up.
Maybe, but is that part of the Clemson offense?
Yeah, I mean, at least historically it was.
That's true. I still think Deshaun Watson and Trevor Lawrence are just better than him, but it's fine.
Yes. Yeah. They absolutely were. I mean, you saw it from Deshaun as a freshman, like making throws that Cade's still not making as a fourth-year senior here. Like,
yeah. I don't know. I could see. We'll see what happens this weekend against Syracuse. We'll get into that in a little bit, but they might as well. I mean, not getting any younger.
Yeah, exactly. One other team-specific thing from last weekend that we also forgot to mention. I think it was Will Secor. If not, forgive me. Somebody sent this to us on Twitter.
He's here in the chat, so he can correct us.
He is. He'll tell us if he's right or not. I think it was Will Secor that brought up the fact that Pitt, by losing to West Virginia, will once again not go undefeated in their out-of-conference slate, which, if you've listened to this show for long enough, you'll remember that Jim Hammett, for the longest time, has brought up the fact that Pitt did not do that for like 2 decades, basically. Yeah, I mean, it was a long time since they'd gone 4-0 out of conference.
Yep.
Now, they did go 4-0 last year, so that streak officially ended last year, and Week 12, they've got Notre Dame anyways. So that was going to be a significant underdog situation to begin with. But either way, it's out of the way. They've already lost an out-of-conference game yet again. It's another year of Pitt not going 4-0 out of conference.
Way to go, Panthers.
That's right.
They had last weekend, too. They choked that one away.
They sure did. Yeah, that's a tough one to sit with for Pitt fans. Last thing about last weekend, and it's really not about last weekend specifically. It's kind of been something we've noticed so far this season. Um, the ACC in particular, in their broadcast deal with ESPN, has started where all these broadcasts, when there are plays that are under review or challenged, they have access to the ACC's command center, and they're giving us the video feed and
It's awesome.
the audio feed. Yeah, the discussion between everyone. I mean, it is I heard somebody say it was the best innovation on the broadcast since the first down line, like the yellow line that you see on the field. I mean, I don't know. I can tell you how. Sorry,
I said I could agree with that.
I was gonna say I'm not gonna sit here and tell you you're wrong, because like just for a process that for years, Scott, we've felt like is like, how are they coming up with the answers they come up with, and what's taken so long? And this really just totally stalls out the game. Like, when you're sitting here listening to all this, it adds legitimacy to the whole thing. You see what they're talking about and what they're discussing. B, you're probably learning something. Did you know that there's 5 positions for the football to be spotted in the middle of the field?
I did not. I learned that really fast.
Yeah. And C, it's something way more interesting to watch than the commentators speculating on what the call is going to be when they come back. Like, it's a win all around. I've thoroughly enjoyed it.
Also, like, if you think about it on the other end, like, they know they're being listened to now. So if you as a viewer or an attendee to a game thought there may be some shenanigans going on, well, now that it's just out there, that's less likely to occur.
Yeah.
If that's what you thought.
Yeah. And that's where I talk about like legitimacy, right? Yeah. Is for years we've been able to speculate, they got on the phone with the conference and they said, well, we can't have this team lose this game. And, shenanigans like you're talking about. So anyways, just wanted to bring that up. That's something that we've seen it for a few games so far this season that has been phenomenal, and more of that, cool. Please. Yeah. Last thing on last week, Scott, let's relook at last week's locks. We had a couple of members of this podcast do pretty well, and one member of this podcast did not do very well at all. Mike was 2-1 on the week. He had West Virginia plus the 6.5 against Pitt, which shouldn't have been right, but Cal, Minnesota under 42.5. Yep, that was correct as well. And then he had Stanford team total under 14.5, which I think was done by halftime.
Yep.
Yeah. So 2-1 week for Mike. Producer's pick of the week, Pitt, West Virginia under 56.5.
With overtime. That's a feat in itself.
Yeah, hitting it under with overtime is impressive. And it went under by 1.5, which, it all counts. They don't draw pictures on the scorecard. So
they do not.
Now, on the other hand, I had Clemson minus the 2.5. Stanford team total under 14.5. And SMU minus 27.5. On the week, 0-3. Yeah. Mike 4-4 on the year. I'm 2-5. Producer's pick of the week, 1-2 on the year.
We are on the board.
Let's flush it, Scott, and move on to week 4 if you're ready.
I am ready. Just for everyone out there, I will only have one official producer's pick of the week tonight, but I will pick all the games in place of Mike. Plus, we will share Mike's. He did send those in.
Yeah, he gave us those picks. Late is better than never, I guess. Yep. But he got it. He got him there.
Yes, he did.
Scott, week 4, we've got 11 games. They're all on Saturday. We've got Boston College, Pitt, and Wake Forest on bye weeks this week. All 3 coming off of losses, by the way. So a good time for those teams to kind of reset and refocus. Good timing on the bye week for those 3 programs. 3 conference games, 3 power conference, out of conference games, and then we got an FCS matchup to top it all off. As we've been doing, we'll start with some of the headliners, some of the conference games, P5 out of conference matchups. Let's start with a big one, Scott. 7:30 on ABC, hosting College Game Day. The number 4 Miami Hurricanes playing host to the Florida Gators. Miami, a 7.5-point favorite at home. Total is 51.5. Scott, Miami is the number 4 team in the country. They have looked like a world beater.
It's moved to 9.5 now, by the way.
Oh, is it up to 9? Wow, that happened fast. That was
Yeah,
this afternoon or something? Good
I
grief. Okay.
guess.
Yeah, 9.5. There you go. All right, hang on. We can update that. Um, World beaters, top 5 team. They've looked fantastic. They're at home. They're playing a Florida team that just got kind of drubbed a little bit by LSU. Spread seems a little low to me.
9.5.
Well, 7.5 definitely seemed a little lower, but when you start figuring out like home field advantage, basically this would say that Miami's only like 4 points better than Florida, but obviously the number moves and maybe it's like 7 or whatever. But anyways,
I know the transitive property in college football is kind of broken, but like LSU just beat them by only 10 points in Death Valley, and DJ Lagway threw 5 picks.
Right.
I have a feeling that he's going to try to not do that this week.
Correct.
So,
yeah.
Think about it that way.
So as I've found myself kind of reflecting on it and trying to make sense of this number being smaller than I thought it might be, I start thinking about, okay, so what have we seen from Miami and who have we seen it against? Obviously, they blew out Bethune-Cookman. That's fine. That's basically not even a data point. They blew out South Florida last weekend. That was a ranked team that had just beaten Boise and
Florida. These Gators.
Florida. That's right. They beat these Gators. This is the conclusion of the South Florida, Miami round robin.
Yep.
And they beat Notre Dame. They're on,
yep.
I guess that was Sunday night, Labor Day weekend, and all that. And so that was kind of why we assumed that this Miami team is really pretty great. But the more I think about it, the only other data point that we have from that Notre Dame team is they just gave up 41 points, I think, at home to a Texas A&M team that last couple of years, I mean, they've been good, but the offense isn't like light the world on fire good.
Yep.
I'm starting to have a couple of questions about exactly how good is that Notre Dame team. I realize they just played for a national title last year, but this is not the same team with the same quarterback, and defense has some pieces they've replaced and all that. South Florida, I don't think ever was going to be able to have a chance to hang in the trenches with Miami. And again, there's non-zero chance there might have been a little bit of punting that game that went on for the Bulls. I'm kind of wondering if maybe Florida and this defense is in a position where they can keep this game close. And maybe Miami kind of looking good on offense against Notre Dame is not actually as impressive as it seemed at the moment. I mean, how many times have we seen that in history where a week one game?
Week 1.
Yeah, exactly. So, Scott, give me Florida and the points here.
Florida and the points? Like it. What's the age-old saying? They say, like, you do your most of your improvement in between week 1 and week 2.
Right.
So, take that what they will. Florida and the points with the 9.5. Okay.
Yep.
I don't really have a great opinion on Florida. I did win my bet last week with LSU. I think LSU is probably a better team than Miami, and they won by 10.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna roll with you, Joey. I'm gonna take Florida in the 9.5. I'm gonna lean actually under in this game, but I have no confidence in it, so I will not be locking this up.
Yeah. If I were going to lock up anything here, it's probably the under. I don't know that Florida is going to score a whole lot of points in this game. And so if I think that they keep this relatively close in a game where they don't score a whole lot, it's definitely an under kind of proposition for me. So if the best I feel about anything here is the under, I'm going to take the points of Florida. I do think Miami wins relatively close, maybe 3, 4, 6 point kind of game. I could see like a 21-17 kind of outcome here. So I prefer under 51.5 more than anything, but yeah, give me Florida plus the 9.5, I think, to keep it kind of close.
Yep. I'm with you.
And then we also have a pick from Mike who has Miami. He's laying the points and he wants the over in this game. He's got, let's see what it was. He has no analysis.
Yeah, I don't know what spread he looked at either. So we're saying it's with the 9.5.
Yeah, there you go. All right. Florida and the under for myself and producer Scott. Miami and the over for Mike. Anything else, Scott, before we keep it moving here?
I'm good. I think Miami wins, but Florida covers.
As mentioned, that's also your college game day game. So wake up Saturday morning and watch the festivities from Coral Gables. Let's go to noon on ESPN right after College Game Day ends. It'll be the Syracuse Orange on the road in Death Valley taking on the Clemson Tigers. Clemson a 16.5-point home favorite here. Totals 54.5. Man, Clemson's 1-2, and there's questions abounding everywhere about this program, and they're favored by 3 scores here, basically. Scott.
Why?
Does that tell us something about how Vegas thinks of Clemson or how Vegas thinks of Syracuse?
Has Fran Brown been able to shower?
They're 2-1.
Did they lose last week? I forget when they lost. No, they lost week 1, right? To Tennessee.
Yeah.
So he's had a couple showers.
They beat UConn, and then they beat, was it Colgate last week on Friday?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So Fran Brown's had a couple showers. He's doing okay. Clemson offense has looked not great. We were just talking about that about Kate Klubnik in the beginning of the show. Unless he starts figuring it out, and I mean, their receiver Williams, right? Is he playing this week? Haven't seen the injury report, but he's been out the whole season so far. I don't think one receiver really is going to dynamically change that offense. Maybe it will, but
probable to return against Syracuse, so should be playing.
And Nooner in Death Valley, obviously Clemson faithful will show up. That's no problem. 16.5 is a lot of points. And I just have no confidence in Clemson to cover that 16.5. I think they'll win, but 16.5 is a lot.
It is a lot. I don't know, man. For all the talk this week about, like, did you see Dabo in the press conference on Tuesday or Wednesday going off about,
oh, yeah.
Well, if they don't want me, then they can get rid of me if they feel like they haven't been winning enough. And I mean, there's a piece of me that wonders if Clemson really just tries to make a point here and, wins this game by 4 scores or something crazy.
Okay. Say that, but they could have done that against Troy. And they didn't do that.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Bit of a letdown spot here, too. I mean, they played a full 60-minute game, a lot of emotion. All right, Syracuse it is. Low confidence on this, by the way.
So reluctant.
Yeah. I mean, low confidence on this, kind of on both ends. I don't really know which of either team is going to show up. It's still early, and you've seen kind of a mixed bag of data points from both of these teams. So I'll say Syracuse, total 54.5. I'll take the under. I think I'd imagine that Syracuse has a little bit of a tough time scoring on this Clemson defense. So I'll take the under, but I don't know. I'm curious to see how this turns out really on both ends. I think this could go a lot of different directions.
Likewise.
I will say that, this particular matchup in recent years has gotten real squirrely at times for Clemson.
Yep.
I.e., they've gone into the Carrier Dome and lost multiple times, but I don't think this has really been a problem for them in Death Valley as much. So
no,
I do think that Clemson gets back to 500 in this game, gets win number 2 on the board. I don't know. Stranger things have happened, I guess. But I feel like this might be a bit of a reality check for Syracuse as well. We'll have to see.
Will we or won't we see more wind sprints after the game?
Well, Georgia Tech fans saw firsthand how Dabo feels about other teams using his field for strength and conditioning purposes several years ago. Mm-hmm. That's a reference. We'll see how many people out there really get. But I don't think you'll get those on Clemson's field. But, the moment that you act like you know what Fran Brown is going to do next is the moment you get surprised, I tend to feel like. So, anyways, Syracuse and the under for both of us here, Scott. Mike has Syracuse as well and also has the under. And not only does he have the under, Mike has it locked up.
You better lock it up. You better lock it up. No, you lock it up. You lock it up. Lock it up. Lock it up.
Please.
Under 54 and a hook in this game for Mike is the official lock. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah, I don't think he believes in any offense here.
Yeah, that's completely reasonable with what we've seen from these teams. So, yeah, I mean, I would say probably that's the same way that I feel. Is I feel stronger about the total than about the spread pick here. So,
Yep.
Syracuse in the under for all of us. Mike has under 54.5 locked up. Are we good to move on here?
Let's do it. SMU.
Yep. Also at noon on ESPN2, the battle for the Iron Skillet is the 104th time they've played this game. SMU, the Mustangs on the road, like an hour west in Fort Worth, taking on the TCU
Or
Horned
less.
Frogs. SMU, a 6.5-point dog in this game, totals 64.5. Again, SMU, I think, kind of in a weird place. You had the total letdown loss to Baylor a couple weeks ago. Looked a little iffy against Missouri State last week. Looked a little bit unfocused. I do think that it helps that this is a rivalry game and they will have their full focus in play for this. Not easy going on the road. And I mean, again, it's not a long road trip, but just playing in front of hostile fans and that kind of thing doesn't help. I kind of like SMU in the points to at least keep this close. TCU looked really good week 1 against UNC, but that UNC team might be cheeks. So I don't know. I'm leaning with SMU here, Scott.
Yeah, I agree. I think SMU can definitely win this game outright. I was actually kind of confused at the spread. It's not like this is a super true road game. It's the same dang city, basically. I'm sure they'll have a fair amount of SMU faithful at the game. Kevin Jennings plays well. I don't see why this can't be an SMU win. Definitely think they'll cover the spread. I think over. Over. I think you get a little pointsy. TCU scored a lot of points week 1 against UNC. SMU has done okay. I mean, they had a shootout basically with Baylor, but they did go to overtime. So, and then last week they probably want to try to bounce back from that putrid performance against Missouri State. So I feel like it could be a get right ish spot for SMU. Not the right get right opponent, but maybe like had their ears chewed out at practice this week. Like, hey, like what the heck was that? And maybe trying to get back to more of what they were doing last season.
Yeah. For the record, SP Plus has TCU about 5 points better on a neutral field, a neutral site. So this is slightly favoring SMU from that standpoint, but I think I'm going to stick with SMU. I think they find a way to keep this game close. They absolutely can win it. I don't know. There's a piece of magic, it feels like, with this SMU team that's missing from last year. I don't really know what it is just yet, but something's a little bit off there. And I mean, maybe that they were just really gelling by the end of the year. You got into the ACC championship game and the playoff and all that, but I think they keep this close. I don't know if they can pull off the win. We did say in the preseason, I know I definitely said that I thought they go 1-1 between Baylor and TCU. They need this one if they're going to get there. So give me SMU to at least cover and give me the over. I'm not interested in playing SMU unders.
Yeah, we're all on the over.
Yeah. There you go.
That was an insight into Mike's pick. Mike is on TCU to cover the 6.5 and the over.
Yep. Yeah, he said lean over. So if we're making a pick, I guess call it the over. But yeah, not a strong feeling there for Mike.
This is me leaning.
With it, rocking with it.
Ha.
Millennial kids, here we are. All right. All of us on the over. SMU for me and Scott, and TCU for Mike here. 3:30 on Fox, the North Carolina Tar Heels on the road in Orlando, taking on the UCF Knights. North Carolina, a 6.5-point underdog on the road, totals 46.5.
Let's move to 7.5.
Oh, daggone it. These lines moving.
Not your fault.
That's fine. It's fine. 7.5.
Very surprised that this game is nationally televised, but what do I know?
Yeah, well, I think this is the Big 12 contract needing some inventory. So
yeah, Bill Belichick on TV.
Yeah, this is arguably the worst team in the Big 12 against one of the worst teams in the ACC. So if you really feel like you have a sense of what's going to happen here, congrats, good luck to you. But I don't know. How much of this game are you going to watch, Scott?
Saturday afternoon, 3:30, probably nothing.
Probably not very much. Yeah. I don't know. North Carolina looked better last week against a decently formidable Richmond team. I don't know.
We can't compare that. And UCF has played basically nobody. I mean, they beat Jacksonville State 17-10 in the opener. Whoop-de-doo. So
I would stay away from betting this game with a 10-foot pole if I could. For the sake of the podcast. Yeah, and I will. For the sake of the podcast, I guess Lamb with Central Florida, UCF. Sorry, I'll get some people mad at me. I don't know. Yeah. The Citronauts, they used to be.
Yeah.
I'll Lamb with Central Florida, UCF, the Citronauts, whatever. Nitro is their mascot, but I don't know. Like, neither of these teams might be very good. Certainly, the defenses I think are better than the offenses. Probably going to be an ugly slugfest kind of thing. I'll take the under, even at a low total of 46.5. But like, I don't know. I need to see it from North Carolina before I have any faith in them to not just get completely bludgeoned by another P5 kind of level team. P4, whatever.
For the sake of being different, I'll take Carolina plus 7.5.
There you go.
No opinion on the total. No opinion.
Yeah. Fair enough. UCF and the under for me. Mike also has UNC. So there you go. Take the points with the Tar Heels, and we'll see how that goes.
He's riding with his former head coach, Mr. Belichick.
There you go. And all of this on the under. We good there?
I'm plenty good there.
There you go. Let's hit a couple of conference games. How's that sound? 4 o'clock, ESPN2, the NC State Wolfpack on the road in Durham, taking on the Duke Blue Devils. Duke, a 2.5-point home favorite. Totals 57.5. Interesting spread here for me, Scott, because NC State 3-0, Duke 1-2. Duke has looked messy, unimpressive in a lot of ways the last 2 weeks. I feel like this is me falling into a Vegas trap when I say this, but like, is the wrong team favored here?
No, I agree. This line was sitting at Duke minus 3.5 for early part of this week, and I loved NC State getting that 3.5 in the hook. It's now moved to 2.5, and I don't love it as much, but I really think NC State could just win this game on the field. Again, similar scenarios we talked about with SMU and TCU. Like, this road trip isn't that far for, I mean, Raleigh, Durham. It's the same dang area. I kind of agree. I don't get why Duke is favored at all, but maybe just the home field advantage. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. I think if so, what I will say is that, like, from what we've seen from Duke so far, if Duke plays a clean and complete game, I think they can absolutely win this by 10 points. Like, no problem. But it just, again, they have been messy, inconsistent. They've made a lot of mental mistakes, like that kind of thing, the last couple of weeks that I don't really, I need to see it from them before I can trust them to not go out there and mess around a little bit. Like, they have not looked like a super well-coached team. I need to see it before I feel like that's an anomaly. Like, we're starting to see a pattern more is how I feel. So give me NC State on the field. I think they win this game outright. Total 57.5 is a little bit high. I mean, Duke's defense especially has had a lot of really good moments. I think I lean towards the under here as a total play. So, yeah, give me the Wolfpack outright. And maybe Duke does win, but I need to see it first.
I agree. I think NC State on the field.
Mike also on NC State outright and the under. So we all agree.
There we go. Consensus, which means Duke will win and it will go over.
What could possibly go wrong on all of this, really? So in any case, all right, NC State outright and the under for all of us. Are we good here, Scott?
I am good. Let's do it.
4 o'clock, ESPN2, the Stanford Cardinal on the road in Charlottesville, taking on the Virginia Cavaliers. The Who's a 15.5-point home favorite here. Totals 49.5.
Yuck.
I think I like Virginia here. Certainly I trust Virginia's offense to score a lot more than I trust Stanford's. And I mean, we saw a little bit of life from Stanford's offense last week. We saw them run the ball as they have been doing. Stanford's defense, has a pulse for sure, but I don't know. Going all the way across the country and playing a Virginia team that's got some quite a pulse to them as well. Give me the Who's. I think they're in a good spot here.
I think Virginia obviously is the better team. I didn't expect this spread to be 15.5. Do we know what it opened at? I'm going to check because I'm looking right now. It opened at 16.5. Goodness gracious.
It's come down.
I mean, people hate Stanford. I guess they are not that great. That just feels like a lot for a Virginia team that historically hasn't been great at doing that, covering big spreads.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm going to take Stanford for the 15.5, but like that half is going to be the number. Like Virginia's going to win by 2 scores or more. But if they win by 2 scores, I think that's enough, and Stanford will get there.
Just a barely cover situation.
Yeah, but just the half point.
Let's see what SP Plus says about this. SP Plus says Stanford. Why am I not seeing it here? Maybe I'm looking in the wrong place.
For those wondering, Mike is continuing his streak this year of betting Stanford team total unders. We don't have the Stanford team total under line in front of us. We've tried to figure out what he got it at, but he has locked that up. So, Joey, play the noise.
Hit the button.
You better lock it up. No, you lock it up. You lock it up. Lock it up. Lock it up.
Please.
I think the implied score here is like 33-17. So I'm going to say under 17.5 is the number that Mike got this at.
Okay.
So let's go with that. 17.5 under Stanford team total.
Until told otherwise.
I'm hesitant on that one this week because Stanford can run the ball, and I don't really know how much we can trust Virginia's defense just yet. I think Stanford could absolutely just fall over backwards into like 21 to 24 points in this game. So,
okay.
With that being said, I also like the over here. Actually, pretty low total. A Virginia offense that's got some got some life to it, and I think Stanford might be finding some stuff out that works, which is good. I mean, they're getting close to halfway through their schedule, so it's again better late than never. Give me the over here as well. So I'll lay them with Virginia, and I will take over 49 and a hook.
I'm betting Stanford. Can't wait to be wrong again.
There you go. Love that with these Stanford games. Love betting on them. All right. Virginia and the over for me. Virginia and the Stanford team total under for Mike. That's locked up. And then you've got Stanford. And did you say over or under, Scott?
No opinion.
Okay, fair enough. All right, let's move on. We've got some G5 competition here. Let's start at noon. Oh dear. That's right, the Louisville Cardinals, and that is not a Cardinal. Don't you worry. Louisville, a 25.5-point home favorite, taking on our Bowling Green Falcons.
They're back.
That's right. Totals 52.5. Bowling Green has, first year under Eddie George. I mean, they're competitive. They're they beat Liberty last week. They kind of hung with Cincinnati the week before. This could be a lot worse for a year one kind of situation. The most important thing that I've seen, Scott, is have you seen Bowling Green has a new secret weapon that travels with them, including to away games?
I know nothing of this weapon.
Have you not heard of Pudge the Cat?
No.
Oh, buddy. Pudge the Cat is, I don't know, I'm guessing like an orange tabby, and he is chunky looking fella. And I don't really know the story. I'm guessing he just like started, found his way into the locker room one day, and then like the team kind of adopted him. But that dude has a carrier. He's got like a security team that walks around with him. Like Pudge the Cat is a thing for Bowling Green football right now. And one of the best stories in college football, if I have to be honest. So I just wanted to call that out. Yeah.
Oh, sure enough. I just clicked on their profile on ESPN. He's the first thing. It's right there.
Pudge the Cat. That's a good boy right there. Absolute unit.
Absolutely.
Give me Bowling Green and the under here, I think. There's a lot of points for Louisville. And again, I think Bowling Green has a little bit of life to them. So I think Louisville wins, but maybe it's only like a 17-point kind of thing. Miller Moss has had his issues. They are coming off a bye week, so maybe they got some things figured out. But I think Bowling Green can find a way to keep this close. Maybe it's like 31-14 or something. I say close, like really, taking some liberties with that word. But 25.5, just kind of a lot of points here. So give me Bowling Green and those points. I'll take them. And then give me the under 52.5. I think Louisville's defense has been quite good this year so far. So, I don't think Bowling Green scores a whole lot either way. Just a question of how much can Louisville punch it in on their end.
Yeah. I also like our Falcons. And because 25 is a ton of points, and no opinion on the total. Bowling Green's good, decent start to the season, to be honest. And Louisville, maybe a little shaky on offense, but yeah, like you said, their defense has been pretty good. So if they can figure things out on offense, maybe maybe this game will get a little carried away for Bowling Green, and it'll get out of reach, so to speak. But definitely think Louisville wins, but 25 is a lot. 25.5.
Shout out to Dave Brown, Bourbon Hunter, in the comments, a resident Louisville commenter. Appreciate you joining us tonight. Scott Leffler to Virginia Tech. Good questions, Will Sikora. Is anyone asking these questions?
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
I mean, somebody's got to ask.
From one Scott to Scott from Michael Scott. No.
There you go. All right. Bowling Green, and I think you said under, Scott, right?
Yeah. Well, no opinion, but sure. Lean under.
Bowling Green and the under for both of us. Mike Lanham with Louisville said no opinion on the total. So a lot of points. I mean, if the Cards figured a couple things out in the bye week, like they can absolutely roll here and put up a 52-10 kind of game, like no problem. But that's why they call it gambling and not free money here, I suppose.
Yep.
All right, moving on. 4:30 on the CW. The number 18 Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets at home taking on the Temple Owls. Georgia Tech, a 23.5-point home favorite here. Totals 51.5. This spot sucks, Scott. Like this is
Jeff Collins' revenge game.
Yeah, well, a little bit. I mean, just the whole thing, right? Like you're coming off the Clemson win. This is the letdown game of all letdown games, is that you're back home, you're on the CW, you're playing Temple. The stadium's going to be half as full as it was last week. You're ranked now, like you've been reading your press clippings all week, I'd imagine, all this stuff. Give me Temple and the points here. I do think that Georgia Tech wins. I don't think this is a trip over your own feet kind of situation, but I need to see it again. I say this a lot with this program. I need to see it. I need to see it that you can, avoid the dumb one and, continue to assert dominance here and not just face a total letdown. And I really don't think that they lose the game, but I think it maybe is a little bit more uncomfortably close than people want it to be. So give me Temple in the 23.5, but I do think Georgia Tech wins this game.
I'll take your Jackets. I have some confidence in them. I think Temple's atrocious. So
they might be.
Yeah, I mean, what did they play? What was that last week? I forget who they played.
Oklahoma came into the link and just smoked them.
And I think Georgia Tech could give Oklahoma a good game. I watched a lot of the Oklahoma-Michigan game. I didn't see anything super crazy about Oklahoma. So
Yeah.
give me the Jackets. Give me the Jackets to cover the spread. I think Brent Key is not going to let them, just look past these Temple Owls. You got that Jeff Collins factor in there. Give me the Jackets.
There you go. Laying them.
I know it's on the CW, and Lee Nobody's going to be in the comments and being like, "What are you doing picking against this with a 23-point spread?" But give me the Jackets.
Can't pick against underdogs on the CW. That's just, those are the rules. I don't make the rules. They just that's what they are. All right, fair enough. Mike has Temple, quote, barely, and the under. So I think he's thinking this is Georgia Tech by 21, 22 points, something like that. And which, fair. That's a little bit of the game we're playing here, and the under. I'll take the over, actually. I think there's a number of scenarios here where I think that this ends up getting pretty pointsy.
Yeah.
So I'll take over 51.5. I don't expect Georgia Tech's defense to just totally smother Temple's offense the way that Oklahoma did last week. This is not quite a Brent Venables defense just yet. So
no, I do have one caveat to say. I know a couple weeks ago we got a late notice on Haynes King not playing and Aaron Philo played. If Haynes King does not play, I think Temple will cover. But if Haynes King's in, I think the Jackets cruise. Not that they'll win either way, but that's what I'm saying. Also, I don't expect Haynes King not to play, but I didn't expect him not to play 2 weeks ago either. So
yeah, I fully expect him to play here. I would hope that the plan is to get him out of there at, I don't know, halftime or mid third quarter or something. Hope that you got it. If you're up by 17 at that point, you still like Aaron Philo enough to get him some work in there and get him some reps. So I would hope that we are seeing, some Aaron Philo at the end of this game, but time will tell. And as mentioned on the recap, you can't run Haynes King 20 and 25 times every week and make it the entire season. That's going to go bad at some point. So finding places to get him a breather would be would be good, would be desirable here. So we'll see.
Right.
All right. Temple for all of us. I've got the over. Mike has the under. Anything else, Scott, before we move on?
No, sir.
Probably need to tell the people if they need something to wear to this game. Go find it. Section103.com. The internet's premier place for all things wonderful Georgia Tech apparel. They've got everything in the official Tech gold. They've got the officially licensed word marks, polos, hats, t-shirts, sweatshirts, hoodies, stickers, something for men, women, children, babies, something for the whole family. Every Georgia Tech fan in your life, they need something from Section103.com. Use promo code GOACC at checkout for 10% off your first order. Mentioned this on the recap is that I think they've got some coach costume packs coming for Halloween if you're trying to dress up like a certain current Georgia Tech head football coach.
Interesting.
Yeah, bundling up some hats and some hoodies, so keep an eye out for those. And by the way, they also had a new shirt came out a couple weeks ago. Welcome to the Flats. It's a great looking shirt. It's basically white, kind of a cream off-white looking color, but with some navy around the neckline and the arm line. So go check that out. And then just wanted to throw a big congratulations, by the way, to Steven, because I think today was the official launch of school number 3 under the Section 103 banner. Now it is Georgia Tech, LSU, and Georgia Southern. And I know there's a good number of Georgia Tech fans that are Southern grads or attendees. So really good synergies in those two fan bases. Excited for Steven and them, and know that the gear for those other schools just as good as it is for Georgia Tech. So go check them out, section103.com. Use promo code GOACC at checkout for 10% off your first order. Appreciate Steven and the gang for their support as always.
Yeah. Steven's doing some good stuff down there. Georgia Southern, is that the school across town? I don't remember.
That's Georgia State.
Oh, excuse me then. We'll talk about Georgia State later. Little sneak peek.
Yeah, Georgia State is like a mile and a half away. I mean, you could walk there from Georgia Tech. I would say without a problem, but certainly, there might be certain problems that pop up between here and there.
I understand.
But they play now in the old Turner Field where the Braves used to play. So they're right there in Atlanta. Georgia Southern is in Statesboro, which is most of the way to Savannah, I would say.
Okay.
So
thank you for my geography lesson.
Absolutely. That's what this podcast is all about, really.
Yep.
3:30 on the ACC network, the number 7 Florida State Seminoles, a 44.5-point favorite at home against the Kent State Golden Flashes. Is that right?
I
think that's right.
So.
I'm going to go,
Yes,
the Flashes.
correct.
Yeah, there
Nailed
you go.
it. Good job, Joey.
There you go. Total's 56.5. First of all, an FBS matchup with a spread of 44.5 is preposterous. Number one. Number two, this could very easily be like a top 10 team against a bottom 10 team. And that's where you start getting spreads like this, because this is just a disgusting mismatch of two teams.
I think you got to lay him with Florida State.
I think so too.
Kent State is not good.
Speaking of cheeks,
they got crushed by Texas Tech a couple weeks ago. Absolutely annihilated. Now,
62-14.
Yeah. And so if you're doing the math, that's 48. So I think Florida State can do it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, do they want to do it? Like, that's the whole thing I get into with these big spreads. It's like, how much is enough? Like,
yeah,
let's kick the crap out of Kent State, those poor Ohioans, and just, is that enough? Like, they beat East Texas A&M 77-3. Was that enough?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. Now, I will say Florida State, they are coming up on a bit of a short week. They are on the road in Charlottesville Friday night, taking on Virginia. So they'll open conference play here in just a few days. Got a road trip, all that, and then Miami's after that. So, they may not be all that motivated to really burn the candle at both ends in this spot, we'll say. You might be a little bit motivated to kind of quit at some point.
Yep.
And call off the dogs, as it were. But I'm kind of with you. I mean, it feels like it was a little bit effortless the way that they put up 77. I mean, most of that was like in the first half, I think, too, if I'm not mistaken, against East Texas A&M there a couple weeks ago.
49 in the first half.
Yeah, and I'm not going to tell you that Kent State isn't better than East Texas A&M, but I'm not going to tell you that they're a lot better than East Texas A&M. So,
we don't know.
Yeah. So I'm with you. Lamb. Yeah, Florida State can win this game by at least 45 points. And honestly, the thing I might like more than that, Scott, I kind of like the over. The total's only 56.5.
Yeah, I mean, Florida State can get there by themselves. So if Kent State can get in the end zone once.
Yeah. What is the implied score here? Is this like 50-6, basically? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Florida State could get there by themselves, basically. So give me the over in this spot. And by the way, I'm keenly aware of the fact that we have almost gotten to the end of the rundown here, and I have yet to lock anything up. I'm going to make a snap call on a couple things here at the end, but this is probably top of the board right now for things I might lock up is the over 56.5 in this game.
Okay.
Just want to throw that out there.
It's okay.
Mike also has Florida State. He says no opinion on the total, to which I, thing I would say to that.
He's not even here to defend himself.
I know. That's why I do it. I also just, feel like I need to use the soundboard a little bit more. So finding excuses to do so, but neither here nor there.
Sure.
All right. Florida State for all of us in a ridiculous spot of laying almost 45 points.
Go Noles.
Go get them, Florida State. Have fun. Yeah. All right. Last one that we have a spread for here, Scott. 10:30 on the CBS Sports Network. The
ACC
Cal
After
Golden.
Dark.
That's right. We probably be podcasting, doing the recap at some point during the second half of this game. So come join us then Saturday night if you want to watch along and talk about all the other games from the day. 10:30 CBS Sports Network. Cal, a 12.5-point favorite on the road at San Diego State, taking on the Aztecs. Total is 48.5. Mike's on San Diego State here. I'm kind of torn. Like, I don't know how good San Diego State is this year.
I know nothing about San Diego State. I was hoping you could tell me.
I mean, they got kind of obliterated by Washington State a couple weeks ago, 36-13. That then That's a Wazoo team that got obliterated even worse by North Texas last week. So I don't really know what to do with that. Yeah, I don't know. This is a weird spot, honestly. Like laying 12.5 with the Bears on the road is an odd feeling, but San Diego State might be terrible.
I tend to agree. Don't know anything about San Diego State. Cal probably has the best player on the field. It's moved to 13.5 since we started the podcast tonight. So there's another point in Cal's direction.
Mm-hmm.
All I do like about this game is I like the under 47.5. Producers pick of the week under 47.5.
There you go. Cal's defense been playing well.
Yeah. So gonna trust Cal's defense. Not really trusting that they'll cover 2 touchdowns on my own dollars and cents, but producers pick of the week under 47.5.
There you go. Looking at SP Plus, let's see. Cal is on a neutral field. Cal is about, was this? Hold on, 7, 9, 16 points better.
Okay, so they throw a field goal.
Yeah.
Right.
I'll take the Aztecs. Why not? Keep it kind of close. I'll ride with Mike on that one. Yeah, San Diego State plus 12.5.
All right.
It's not many points either. Yeah, we'll go under. That's fine.
Okay.
Under 48.5. So I'll join you on that. You've got the producer's pick of the week, under
It's
48 and a hook. Scott, that's not the only thing. Mike, double barrel locking with you under 48.5 in this game.
Oh,
you better lock it up. No, you lock it up. You lock it up. Lock it up. Lock it up.
Please.
Double barrel on the Cal Golden Bears at 10:30 p.m. That'll be a sweat and a half, I'm sure.
On the live stream.
Can't wait
to join us on that one.
Can't wait to sweat it out with you all live Saturday night here. Should be around 11 to 11:30 p.m.
That's right. YouTube.com/@the-ACC Football Podcast. Come find us.
Yep.
Subscribe, hit the bell, like, all that. We'd appreciate that. Just throwing it out there.
In Snapdragon Stadium, that's such a California branding from Qualcomm. Way to go.
I was gonna say. Yeah, it's a shame that Qualcomm got replaced, but it is what it is.
Well, Qualcomm, the company, makes the Snapdragon, so they're still.
There you go. I wonder if they know anything about wasabi, the Wasabi Fenway Bowl. Last one, Scott. Virginia. We do.
We have to.
Your Virginia Tech Hokies at home taking on the Wofford Terriers at noon on ESPN Plus and the ACC Network Extra. We don't have a spread on this FCS kind of matchup. Hokies trying to get off the schneid and get on the board. Now under new interim head coach Phil Montgomery.
Yep.
Vibes continue to be, they're probably a little bit better than they were last week. They're not as catastrophic now that you've actually kind of made a move on things, but yeah, not great.
Yeah, so Hokies, vibes are low, but you got to beat Wofford. Wofford has plenty of their own athletic drama going on. I've seen on the timeline today. Something to do with their basketball team. Getting their coach paying a couple meals because their meal cards weren't working or something, and then they got suspended for something, and now the whole team is threatening to transfer because they fired the coach.
And that's where Mike Young came from?
Yes, Mike Young came from Wofford. So a lot of drama going down there in the Wofford athletic department. So I think the least of their worries this week is heading up to Blacksburg to get a nice payday and get their butts hopefully kicked. There's no spread in the game, but our friends over at the Hokie Hangover podcast, Andrew and Ricky, who put the show on last night, threw a suggested line out there at Hokies minus 20. And I don't like that at all because I haven't seen anything in the past 3 weeks, 3 games to even imply that they could cover a spread. Now, Wofford is objectively bad because 1, FCS talent, 2, just a small FCS school. Like they're not a traditional FCS power. They're just not. So the Hokies should win. just based on talent alone, I'm not even gonna watch it. I got things going on at noon on Saturday, and it's on ESPN Plus, so I gotta find my login information and figure out how to get the game. Even a little bit more extra steps. So let's hope they get the dub. They're wearing some cool helmets on Saturday. They got the Hokies script with an American flag. It's Military Appreciation Day. So let's do all that for the troops and the Corps cadets down there. That'll be good. Go Hokies. What's the cool thing is that we have no home dogs this week, Joey. So
We don't. Every single game that we just previewed, the home team was favored.
Correct. So Virginia Tech is going to be our home field home dog of the week. And that's only because Okay. That just reminds me of the 101 Dalmatians. Anyway, Virginia Tech is our home field home dog of the week. And that is because they are at home and they're playing the Wofford Terriers, who are dogs. So go Hokies.
Right.
And use code GOACC24 at checkout at homefieldapparel.com for 15% off your first order. Every ACC school besides Stanford, Stanford, is available on home field. Awesome stuff over at home field. Jackets, pullovers, hats, joggers, cool t-shirt designs, retro wear, non-retro wear, like current logo designs, super soft, comfortable, very similar to the Section 103 quality. So use code GOACC24 at checkout for 15% off your first order, or click the link in the description. It will automatically take you there and load the code in with you. So go check it out. Virginia Tech, your home field home dog of the week, at home playing some dogs.
There you go. Yeah, they had a new shirt that came out the other day celebrating Georgia Tech's win over Clemson. It was the hell of a pool party shirt referencing the uprights getting thrown into the president's pool there on campus. So new stuff coming all the time. Go check them out. homefieldapparel.com.
Yep.
All right, Scott. That's all I got for the week. Should we go back and recap some locks?
Sure.
Let's do it. All right. As a reminder, Mike, under 54.5 in Syracuse and Clemson. He has the Stanford team total under 17.5, theoretically, against Virginia. And San Diego State and Cal under 48.5. And we don't have it on the rundown. Where was the producer's pick of the week? Was that Cal San Diego State as well?
Yep.
There you go. Producer's pick of the week. Cal San Diego State under 48.5. As I mentioned, I have not locked up anything. Obviously, going to be careful coming off of an 0-3 kind of week. So let's go over 56.5 in the Florida State and Kent State game.
You better lock it up. No, you lock it up. You lock it up.
I like it.
Lock it up. Lock it up.
Going big.
Yep, go there. And then I'm going to go with under 51.5 in Miami and Florida. I think that game stays pretty low scoring. I'll take the under there. Lock it up.
Lock it up. You better lock it up. No, you lock it up. You lock it up. Lock it up. Lock it up.
Please.
What could possibly go wrong?
Absolutely nothing. Just wanted to throw one pick back in that technically doesn't count for my record under the producer's pick of the week. But last week on the show, I threw a Hotline Bling pick of the week out. That was ODU minus 2.5 against my Hokies. That came home. I am $30. I am $30 richer because of that. So don't ever like betting against my own team except when I'm correct.
Producer Scott's alt line of the week.
Yeah.
Scott, you got a Sickos pick of the week?
Do I, Joey? Mentioned it earlier in the show. Our Sickos picks of the week, which we have to get a cool sound for this, but for now we'll just play
I
this.
don't care. I'm a sicko.
There you go.
There's Mike. He came to join us. My Sickos pick of the week. Mentioned this team earlier in the show. Georgia State plus 28.5 on the road in Nashville against Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt's got a look-ahead spot next week playing Alabama. Give me Georgia State plus 28.5.
There you go. I like it. Good idea.
Sorry, I was a
Georgia
little
State been a
late.
little frisky. Mike is on Ball State. The Cardinals catching 21.5 in Hartford. Where is UConn?
That sounds
Providence? No, that's
right.
Rhode
No,
Island.
I think it's Hartford. I think you're right.
Okay. Hartford. There you go. And then, man, James Madison only laying 8.5 against Liberty. That's tempting.
Liberty.
Is Iowa Rutgers under 45.5? Does that count as a Sickos bet, or is that a little too mainstream for you, Scott?
Works for me.
I don't think it's sick enough. All right, let's do this. Let's disrespect the troops. Give me North Texas -1.5 at Army.
Let's disrespect the troops.
That's right. That's right.
It is Military Appreciation Day, at least in Blacksburg, Virginia, on Saturday. So
It's
they're
true.
disrespecting them from what is that? West Point.
Yeah. Interesting doing Military Appreciation Day against your FCS opponent.
Oh, they always just throw it in the first month because they ask everyone to wear white.
Yeah. Well,
So I don't know.
there you go. Yeah, I think North Texas might be a little frisky. So yeah, give me the mean green against the troops there in West Point. By the way, Sickos picks of the week last week. Mike had UMass team total under 2.5.
Oh, mine was
Scott,
terrible.
Texas first half -24.5. Did they win the whole game by that much? I forget.
The Battle of the Lone Star State was not as coveted as a matchup as I wanted it to be.
Yeah.
Arch did not look good, and I was very upset because I had actual dollars on that.
Yeah, Arch having a tough go of it this season, to say the least.
Yeah.
Arch Manning, that is, for all the algorithms that are listening to us. And then I had East Carolina at Coastal Carolina with
There
the
you go,
Pirates
got home.
laying 7.5. Yeah, the only lock I got right all week last week was my Sickos lock of the week. So there you go. That's the kind of week I had.
We're all Sickos at heart.
There you go. There you go. All right, Scott, that's all I got. Anything else?
No, thanks for having me, and thanks for letting me fill in. Sorry, everyone, I'm not as knowledgeable. Definitely same amount of degeneracy, as I said at the top.
You might be more knowledgeable than we are. I think you way overestimate how much we know. We're just here to make jokes, basically.
That we did.
Yeah, I made a couple of those.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's get out of here. We'll go watch some games and come back, and we're going to do a live recap Saturday night. I think it's going to start a little earlier than normal, just based on what we've got going on or not going on in our schedules. So come join us, youtube.com/@the-ACC football podcast. We're kind of aiming somewhere in that maybe 10:30 to 11 kind of range to get started, go live here and talk about the week that was and kind of get a live look in at Cal and San Diego State as we go through it. So tune in here, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon if you want to be notified when we're going live, hit the like button. We'd appreciate that. Shout out to all the people that were in the chat with us tonight. We had a good time, really good participation and good discussion in there. I love the community that we've been working on building there. So shout out to the people and appreciate them jumping in with us. Scott, if you don't find us on YouTube, you can go find the audio version, Spotify, Apple, Amazon, all those good places, wherever you go find your podcasts in audio format.
Yep.
Basketball Conference Podcast @gmail.com is the email address.
Nailed it.
Thank you. I think that's all. Anything else?
Don't think so. Facebook, barely on there anymore. Twitch for now on. Twitch.tv/basketball conference. If you're watching on Twitch, cool. Welcome.
Oh yeah, welcome.
Go hit the subscribe button. And hey, leave a review. Leave a couple of reviews. We've only had a couple of reviews in the past few months. So if you're on your platform of choice, leave a review, leave us a comment. Let us know how it's going. Send us an email. We'd love to hear from you guys.
Absolutely. Scott, it's been fun. You want to watch some games, come back and recap them?
Yes, Mike should be back for the recap, so I'll be reverting to my normal role, but that is totally fine. Let's do it.
Hell yeah. Looking forward to it. All right. For that guy, Mr. Producer Scott, for Mr. Mike McDaniel in absence, I am Joey Weaver. Thank you guys so much for listening. Enjoy the games. We'll talk to you again very, very soon. Until next time, go ACC.